Welcome back to Forbidden Ember. Today, we're talking about a fascinating garden technique inspired by traditional Japanese gardening principles that many gardeners claim helps reduce mosquito activity naturally while creating a beautiful outdoor space that bees, butterflies, and even household pets enjoy. If you've ever sat outside on a warm evening only to be chased indoors by clouds of mosquitoes, this video is for you. The best part is that this method doesn't rely on harsh chemicals, expensive gadgets, or complicated installations. Instead, it uses strategic planting, water management, and natural scents to make your garden less attractive to mosquitoes while turning it into a thriving ecosystem. Picture a quiet Japanese garden. Smooth stones line a winding path. Ornamental grasses sway gently in the breeze. Bees move from flower to flower collecting nectar. Birds visit shallow water features. The atmosphere feels peaceful and balanced. What many people don't realize is that traditional Japanese gardens were often designed with a deep understanding of nature. Rather than fighting the environment, they worked with it. This philosophy can be adapted into modern backyards to help discourage mosquitoes while supporting beneficial wildlife. Before we begin, it's important to understand a simple truth. No plant or garden method can make every mosquito disappear forever. Mosquitoes are incredibly adaptable insects. However, by removing what attracts them and introducing what discourages them, you can dramatically reduce their numbers and make your outdoor space far more comfortable. The Japanese-inspired method we're discussing today focuses on balance rather than elimination. The first principle is eliminating stagnant water. Mosquitoes need standing water to reproduce. A female mosquito can lay hundreds of eggs in surprisingly small amounts of water. An old flower pot saucer, a clogged gutter, a forgotten bucket, or even a bottle cap can become a nursery for mosquito larvae. Traditional Japanese gardens often emphasize flowing water rather than stagnant pools. Small streams, bamboo fountains, and gently circulating ponds help prevent mosquito breeding while adding soothing sounds to the landscape. Walk around your yard and inspect every possible water source. Empty containers after rainstorms. Clean bird baths regularly. Check gutters for debris. If you have a pond, consider adding a small pump or fountain to keep water moving. Even a simple solar-powered water feature can make a significant difference. Mosquito larvae struggle to survive in moving water, making this one of the most effective natural strategies available. The second principle involves creating layers of vegetation. Japanese gardens are known for their carefully arranged plant communities. Instead of large, open spaces, plants are organized into layers that provide structure and diversity. This diversity attracts beneficial insects, birds, and predators that naturally feed on mosquitoes and their larvae. Dragonflies, in particular, are sometimes called mosquito hawks because they consume large numbers of mosquitoes throughout their lives. To encourage dragonflies, include plants around water features and areas with sunlight. Tall grasses, flowering perennials, and native plants can provide resting spots. A garden rich in biodiversity becomes a place where natural predators thrive. Instead of creating an environment that favors mosquitoes, you're creating one that favors their enemies. The third principle focuses on fragrant plants. Many Japanese-inspired gardens include aromatic herbs and flowers. Certain scents are believed to interfere with mosquitoes' ability to locate humans. While these plants won't create an invisible force field around your property, they can contribute to an overall reduction in mosquito activity when planted strategically. Lemongrass is one of the most well-known mosquito-repelling plants because it contains citronella oil, planted near seating areas, patios, or garden entrances. Lavender is another excellent choice. Its soothing fragrance is loved by people and pollinators, but mosquitoes often avoid it. The silvery foliage and purple flowers also fit beautifully into a peaceful garden design. Another powerful addition is rosemary. This hardy herb thrives in sunny locations and releases a pleasant scent when brushed against. Some gardeners even toss rosemary sprigs onto outdoor fire pits to create aromatic smoke that further discourages mosquitoes. Rosemary also attracts pollinators and can be harvested for cooking, making it both beautiful and practical. Mint is another useful option, though it should be grown carefully because it spreads aggressively. Planting mint in containers can help control its growth. The refreshing aroma can help mask the scents mosquitoes use to locate people. Place containers around patios, decks, and outdoor gathering spaces for maximum effect. Japanese gardens often feature ornamental grasses, and these plants can play an important role in mosquito reduction. Tall grasses create movement as they sway in the wind. Increased airflow makes it more difficult for mosquitoes, which are weak flyers, to navigate. Species such as Japanese forest grass or fountain grass can add elegance while contributing to a less mosquito-friendly environment. Airflow is one of the most overlooked mosquito control tools. Mosquitoes prefer calm, humid conditions. Traditional Japanese garden designs frequently encourage natural movement through carefully placed plants and open spaces. Consider trimming overgrown shrubs and creating pathways that allow breezes to flow freely through your yard. Even small improvements in air circulation can reduce mosquito activity significantly. Another hallmark of Japanese gardens is the use of stones and gravel. These elements do more than create visual beauty. Gravel drains water quickly, preventing puddles from forming after rainfall. Replacing soggy areas with gravel pathways or decorative stone beds can eliminate breeding sites while enhancing the garden's appearance. Moss is commonly associated with Japanese gardens, but it requires moisture to thrive. If you choose to incorporate moss, ensure that surrounding areas remain well-drained. The goal is not to create wet conditions, but to maintain balanced moisture levels that support plants without encouraging mosquito reproduction. Let's talk about one of the most important features of this method: attracting birds. Many bird species feed on insects, including mosquitoes. Japanese gardens often incorporate bird-friendly elements such as shallow water basins, sheltering shrubs, and berry-producing plants. By recruiting birds into your yard, you're recruiting natural pest control partners that work around the clock. Small songbirds are especially valuable. They consume countless insects while raising their young. Installing a birdhouse or planting native shrubs can make your property more attractive to these helpful visitors. The result is a healthier ecosystem that naturally suppresses pest populations. Another key element is encouraging beneficial insects. Bees, butterflies, ladybugs, and predatory wasps all contribute to garden health. Japanese gardening traditions celebrate biodiversity, recognizing that a balanced ecosystem is more resilient than one dominated by a single species. Planting a wide variety of flowers that bloom throughout the season provides food and habitat for these valuable insects. One fascinating aspect of Japanese garden philosophy is the idea of intentional simplicity. Rather than filling every corner with plants and decorations, spaces are carefully curated. This makes maintenance easier and reduces hidden areas where mosquitoes can rest during the day. Dense, neglected vegetation often provides ideal shelter for mosquitoes. A tidy, well-maintained landscape gives them fewer places to hide. Shade management is another important factor. Mosquitoes love cool, damp, shaded environments. Prune trees and shrubs to allow filtered sunlight to reach the ground. This doesn't mean removing all shade. Instead, aim for a balanced mix of sun and shade that supports plant health while discouraging mosquito activity. Japanese maples are popular features in these gardens. Their elegant branching structure create dappled shade rather than dense darkness. Combined with proper pruning, they can contribute to a more open and airy environment that mosquitoes find less appealing. Let's discuss a simple DIY feature inspired by traditional Japanese bamboo fountains. Known as shishio-doshi, these water features create rhythmic sounds and keep water moving. Modern versions can be built using bamboo, a small pump, and a water basin. The continuous movement helps prevent mosquito breeding while adding a calming auditory experience to the garden. Container gardens can also benefit from this method. Even if you only have a small patio or balcony, you can create a mosquito-resistant oasis using fragrant herbs, flowering plants, and decorative gravel. Arrange containers to encourage airflow and avoid leaving saucers filled with standing water. Small spaces can still support pollinators while reducing mosquito pressure. One common mistake people make is relying entirely on a single solution. They buy one citronella plant and expect mosquitoes to vanish overnight. Natural mosquito reduction works best when multiple strategies are combined. Water management, airflow, biodiversity, fragrant plants, and habitat design all work together. The strength of the Japanese-inspired method lies in its layered approach. Another advantage is that it avoids many of the problems associated with chemical sprays. Broad-spectrum insecticides may kill mosquitoes, but they can also harm bees, butterflies, and other beneficial organisms. A garden that depends heavily on chemicals often becomes less diverse over time. By focusing on ecological balance, you support pollinators and wildlife while reducing pest populations naturally. Pet owners often appreciate this approach because it minimizes exposure to harsh chemicals. Dogs and cats spend time exploring gardens, sniffing plants, and lounging in shaded areas. Creating a landscape that relies on natural principles rather than frequent pesticide applications can provide greater peace of mind. Of course, always research plants carefully to ensure they're safe for your specific pets. Many gardeners are surprised by how quickly results can appear. Once standing water is removed and airflow improves, mosquito numbers often begin declining within weeks. As beneficial insects and birds become established, the garden gradually develops a self-regulating balance. While mosquitoes may never disappear entirely, their impact on your outdoor enjoyment can be dramatically reduced. Seasonal maintenance is essential for long-term success. In spring, inspect the yard for water collection points and prune overgrown vegetation. During summer, monitor water features and keep plants healthy. In autumn, clear fallen leaves that can trap moisture. Winter provides an opportunity to evaluate the garden's structure and plan improvements for the coming year. If you live in a particularly mosquito-prone area, consider adding fans to outdoor seating spaces. This modern addition complements the airflow principle found in traditional garden design. Even a gentle breeze can make it difficult for mosquitoes to land and feed. Combined with fragrant plants and proper maintenance, fans can significantly enhance comfort. Lighting choices can also influence insect activity. Warm-colored outdoor lighting tends to attract fewer insects than certain bright white lights. Position lights carefully and avoid creating unnecessary attraction points near seating areas. Thoughtful lighting enhances the garden's beauty while minimizing unwanted visitors. Another valuable lesson from Japanese gardening is patience. These gardens are designed to mature over time. Plants grow, ecosystems develop, and balance gradually emerges. The same is true for natural mosquito management. Results improve as the garden becomes healthier and more diverse. Imagine stepping outside on a summer evening. Lavender blooms beside a stone pathway. Bees hum gently among flowers. Birds move through the branches overhead. A bamboo fountain trickles softly nearby. Instead of swatting mosquitoes every few seconds, you're able to relax and enjoy the space. That is the real goal of this method, not simply removing pests, but creating a garden where people and nature can coexist comfortably. The beauty of this approach is its flexibility. Whether you have a sprawling backyard, a suburban garden, or a tiny balcony, the principles remain the same. Eliminate standing water, encourage movement, plant strategically, support biodiversity, and maintain balance. These simple concepts can transform almost any outdoor space. As more gardeners move away from heavy chemical use, interest in traditional landscape wisdom continues to grow. Japanese gardening offers valuable insights into how thoughtful design can influence ecological relationships. By observing nature and working with it rather than against it, we often achieve better results than forceful interventions ever could. Panthergris. So, if you're tired of battling mosquitoes every summer, consider borrowing a few ideas from Japanese garden traditions. Start with water management. Add fragrant plants. Improve airflow. Encourage beneficial wildlife. Focus on balance rather than perfection. Small changes can produce surprisingly meaningful results over time. Thank you for spending time with us here on Forbidden Ember. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow gardeners looking for natural ways to reclaim their outdoor spaces. Let us know in the comments which mosquito-fighting plant works best in your garden and whether you've ever tried any Japanese-inspired landscaping techniques. Until next time, keep growing, keep experimenting, and keep creating outdoor spaces that both people and nature can enjoy.